Great morning to you. Welcome on into this space. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I look forward to these times together. I don't know about you. I'm thankful for this community. I'm thankful that you grace this room really seriously with your presence. So thank you for being in this space. Combining your energy with all of the others in this room. We are a powerful force. We really are for raising the consciousness in the world. And not just raising the consciousness in the world, but individually making contact with and becoming familiar with the essential, true, authentic self. I can't think of a better work to do in the world than to really uncover and discover and recover the true and authentic self. This is the month of gratitude. Our focus is Thanksgiving, the power and the energy of gratitude. That is our focus right now. And it's life-changing. When you create a habit out of gratitude, you actually, and this is scientific fact, you become a happier person, a more fulfilled person. Hold on. Yeah, that was a sneeze. And I spared you from having to hear it. Oh man, yeah, whatever's in the air is enjoying my sinuses the last couple of days. People who are grateful are simply happier. People who live from a space of thanksgiving are, according to psychologists, just in general, more joyous people and feel a sense of fulfillment. So why not make that a part of our practice here as well? So our focus is gratitude, Thanksgiving. Obviously, tomorrow is that federal holiday, but for us, it's an everyday holy day, making every day a day of gratitude and Thanksgiving. When you find yourself slipping into a sense of feeling separate, a sense of feeling desperate, anxious, stressed out. When you feel those emotions, you can remind yourself through this practice, which becomes a habit, that I am not my feelings or emotions or sense perceptions or condition. I am the knowing. I am not the condition, situation, or circumstance that's known. Then you can bring yourself right on back into this spacious consciousness. I saw a post yesterday, and it was supposed to be a quote from Osho. And you know, these days it's hard to know the memes that are going around the internet. It's hard to know whether they are actually the things that someone said. But essentially, Osho was saying that it was noticeable to him, and I'll paraphrase this, that people who are more spiritually minded tend to be have to challenge or have more challenges with depression and anxiety. And the meme was put up with the question, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? When you become more spiritual minded, do you tend to be more anxious and have more battles or challenges with depression? And I thought about that for a moment. I thought, when I could see the validity in this when I first started on this spiritual journey. Yeah, I could see how broken the world was. I could see how many people were asleep, choosing to be asleep. And yeah, it was kind of depressing. Sometimes you start to feel like an island to yourself. And then I was reminded, though, even spiritually minded people are still a prisoner to their mind. Whether it's a physical mind, a materially based mind, or a spiritual mind, it's still the mind. And when you get to the place where you have recognized that you are not your mind, that the mind is not your leader, that the mind is a servant, then you're able to escape. And you're able to spread your wings, fly. You move past mind, and that includes spiritual mindedness. Is spiritual mindedness better than material mindedness? I think so. But it's still the mind, and you are not your mind. So, if you've experienced a sense of anxiety or depression, the more spiritual you become because you see the world and how broken it is, get outside of that mind and realize that the world is filled with chaos. The world is filled with ups and downs, ebbs and flows. It's filled with brokenness if you're going to look at it from a sense of perfection. But if you're going to see the world through consciousness rather than mind, you'll be free from it. And you'll be able to look at it through consciousness. And then you'll always be able to refocus toward the truth of who you are and your interconnectedness to all of the other beings on this planet. Just thought I would share that with you today. I thought it was interesting. As we move through this time together, today I'm going to invite us to utilize the sound of the Om. Om. It's simple. You've seen it before. You've seen people make fun of it. It's where you see people sitting like this, and they're Om. And you've heard people make fun of people doing that. I'm going to ask us to engage that today. Receiving a series of deep breaths in through the nose and then releasing with the sound of the Om and making an affirmation at the end of it. The Om, A-U-M or O-M, is a strong symbol out of the East. It is believed that it's the sound of the beginning of creation, or the sound of the source and force of creation, manifestation. When you see the symbol of the Om, it's a symbol that represents the universe and ultimate reality, the Creator. You could say God if you want to use that terminology. So as we utilize this sound, you're not activating something bad or evil. It has nothing to do with religion. As I was taught growing up, and not necessarily by my parents, but just osmosis around us, that any of these sounds and these different things from different religious expressions would summon demons. No, that's not how that works. That's what religion needs you to think in order to push. In other words, you can't have believers without unbelievers. So that's the trick of religion. They'll talk down about unbelievers, but you wouldn't know you were a believer if there weren't any unbelievers to compare yourself to. Again, it's a trick. This is why spirituality is so important. You can fly above it. I'm not going to preach on that today. But as we get into this space today, let's utilize this Om sound along with this music today that plays. And on the back end of the exhale with the Om, I'll share an affirmation as we move through this Thanksgiving and gratitude meditation together. First of all, if you would allow your spine to straighten, shoulders to soften. Allow yourself to just relax. Make note of the furniture that you're seated on or lying down on. Allow the sense of thanksgiving to come up. Gratitude for the furniture or the floor beneath you. Gratitude for the ones who built it. A sense of thanksgiving for the technology that allows us to connect today in this space. We say thank you. Thank you. Allow this thought to arise within you that although things may not be as perfect as you would like for them to be, you know that you are able to accept what is and say, thank you that things are as good as they are. Thank you that things are as good as they are. What a gift. What a gift. And now notice the breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. The activity of life. And allow a sense of thanksgiving. Gratefulness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As we're in this space together, I'll invite you to think of two things that come to mind you're grateful for. Bring those two things to mind. And simply whisper these two words. Thank you. Thank you. And now I'll invite us into a series of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and then on the exhale, sharing together the sound of the Om. Preparing now for our first breath together. Begin. grateful that I know I am life itself. Preparing now to receive another breath together. Begin. I am grateful for this community of meditators. Preparing for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful for love and compassion. Preparing now for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful for my family and friends. Preparing now for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful for sunshine and rain. Preparing now for our next breath together. Begin. I am grateful for the trees that provide oxygen so that I might breathe. Preparing now for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful that I am aware. I am grateful that I am aware. Preparing now for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful that I know I am consciousness itself. Preparing now for another breath together. Begin. I am grateful that my heart is wide open. Allow yourself now to return to your regular breathing patterns. Make note of how, when you're not consciously taking breaths, how the body just automatically takes over. Isn't it beautiful? How the universe is conspiring with you, not against you, to create a life of abundance. I am thankful. I am grateful that I know that the world is not against me. I am grateful and I am thankful that I'm in the flow of life. Awake, aware, and alert. As we begin to bring this time together to conclusion, make this declaration over your life. I am the knowing, not the condition. circumstance or situation that is known. I am knowing itself. In your heart, allow yourself to just rejoice and celebrate that reality. And no matter what else is going on in the world around you, you are awakened to the reality that you are the knowing in the midst of all that might be known. You are the awareness, consciousness itself. What a gift. What a gift. How about one more for the road? We'll prepare now to breathe in about 4 or 5 seconds. Exhale with the Om. Preparing now. Begin. And so it is. Namaste. Namaskar. I'm beautiful. Aho. Om. Love and mercy, peace and grace, truth and tranquility, serenity, kindness, compassion, strength, courage, and confidence. Love, 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 gratitude, gratitude, respect and honor, peaceful and loving awareness. And so it is. And so it is. Isn't it lovely? And you can bring yourself into this space anytime you get ready. The Om is really seriously something that can be utilized just to remind you. It's kind of like the Mala. And this one right here was made by Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Yesterday, the one I wore was my Ram Dass Mala. This was made by our friend Jerry in Birmingham. Thank you for making this. Somebody asked me one time, said, why do you wear that? It's just a reminder. It's a reminder. Every time you touch it, feel it hanging. Feel it around your neck. It reminds you, it reminds me at least, for me, this reminds me to return to my essential self. Return to my essential self. It's wonderful in traffic. Instead of wearing it sometimes, you can actually just hold it in your hands, kind of like this, and remind yourself every time you touch one of the beads. Return to yourself. Return to yourself. Who are you really? Are you the one who's stuck in traffic? Are you the one who's dealing with dangerous drivers, really? Are you? Are you really? Every time there's a sensation where you get lost in who you think you are, these are the things. The Om does the same thing. The Om allows you to return to a space of conscious awareness so that you're not inundated, blown away, and essentially made unconscious again. Although that still happens at any given day. Whatever. Don't judge yourself for it. Quick reminder, wanted to remind you that this evening we have our midweek connection. We continue to study the Tao Te Ching. I believe we're on 63. Is that what I said yesterday? think we're on verse 63. We're slowly making our way through this. Yeah, 63. That's going to be our Tao verse for this evening at our midweek connection. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh yeah, and guess what? I'm going to do our meditation in the morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's give ourselves some time to sleep in tomorrow on Thanksgiving. Aren't you thankful? So 8 a.m. Spread the word, and I'll make sure to share that in our Facebook chat room. That's right, our Thanksgiving meditation will be at 8 a.m. instead of 6:30 a.m. Hey, that's an hour and a half more to sleep, all right? At 8 a.m. tomorrow instead of 6:30, okay? Those who are not able to join at 8 a.m. because maybe you'll still be sleeping in, which is totally fine. It'll be archived. It'll be here on the page. I love you. Now go and make it a great day. Well, because you can. Peace.